the description's important as well. It gives you a chance to describe your product at an entirely new level as well, right? Things that you've missed in your title, your bullet points, you can put in your description. So let me go on to the next slide here. So in regards to your description, these are some of the main points that we follow for our description. So when you're writing your description, think about it as, you're describing your product only, right? Put product only information within your description. Be very, very clear and concise about what the content is that you're writing about your product. One tip, and I'll point number 4 here, to help you be very clear and concise and stay in that product only information, write your description while you're looking at your photos. Now, I'm sure you've heard me say, your photos should tell the story about your product, right? Your photos should help sell your product without you being there. Well, within your description here, look at your photos and write, look at photo number 1, right? Your main image. Write about that in your description. Look at picture number 2. Write about that in your description, right? Tell the story in your description like your pictures are telling the story when someone's going through them, right? It's like an additional backup for the photos. It works really well. I'm telling you, we like I just said, we've tested it, and it will definitely help, the customer learn more about your product, right? And that's what the listing is all about. Now, while you're doing that though, you want to make sure you keep it under 2,000 characters. And that's part of Amazon's, terms of service. They want you to keep that under 2,000 characters. And I'll actually show you guys something right now. Hold on one second. I'm going to actually go over to Amazon here, and let me show you what I'm talking about. So let me go to one of our listings here. Hold on a minute. And right here, for those of you that are new, this is really good too. So this is the back end. This is where you would put your title, bullet points, description, back end search terms. But we're talking about description right now, so let's click on that. Right here, you guys can see this is a description for one of our products right here. See how it's in this product description field? And if you click on this little information icon, you'll see Amazon is asking us to keep it to a maximum of 2,000 characters. We want to adhere to everything that Amazon asks us to adhere to. It makes your listing much more optimized when you're within their certain criteria that they're asking you to stay within. And then these are actually where the bullet points go that Sam just went over, these 5 different slots here. So for those of you that are new, that's exactly where those 2 things go. So I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. And then also back to the workbook that Sam showed you earlier, we also have a tab for creating your description right here. So the cool thing about this workbook is it has a little field right here after you type. So I just put expandable garden hose in there to show you that it actually counted the characters. But look right here, 23 characters, right? And if you keep adding to it, expandable garden hose for backyard use, for example, and then you click out of there, see, it went from 23 to 39. So all of these different tabs here actually help you create your title, bullet points, description. Like Sam said, there's no reason to pay anybody to do this. Once you create your title, once you create your bullets, once you create your description and your back-end search terms, even after the first time you do it, you get so good at it that, when you launch your second product and your third product and your fourth product, you can bang out a listing. I mean, honestly, within like an hour. I mean, no problems at all. And that's probably even a little bit long. But the first time that I remember the first time I did it, it took me about an hour to do it, honestly. And now any one of us could bang out a listing in an hour or less. So these tabs here will help you accomplish, all of that. So take advantage of these. It'll definitely help you. Let me go back to the presentation here. All right. So again, descriptions must match the photo. Very, very important. Again, tell the story about your product within your description. Don't put any testimonials or quotes of any kind in your description. They're not allowed by Amazon. It's against their terms of service. So do not do that. Don't promote anything, right? Except the product itself. So, don't put any, like if you had some sort of 20% off promo on your product or buy one, get one free or something like that. The description is not the place for that. Do not do that. That's actually against Amazon's terms of service as well. Just, it's all about the product in the description. And I'm telling you this because I've seen it, Sam's seen it, Mike's seen it. People go absolutely crazy in their description sometimes. They think they can just put whatever they want in there, and you'll see people, selling another product in a completely different listing. Like say they're selling two products, they're different types of products. They'll put information about the other product they're selling in their description to try to promote it. All of that is against Amazon's terms of service. So do yourself a favor, don't do that. You want your listing to look very professional. And again, you need to use your description to help tell the story about your product. For those of you that have been through, modules 1 through 4, you'll understand what our main and budgeted keyword means. You want to make sure you put the main or budgeted keyword early on in the description, like within the first paragraph. And I'll show you, we have the way that we build our descriptions, we kind of have a little header paragraph, and then we have like different, it almost looks like bullet points below the header paragraph. There's like little check marks next to each bullet. Well, I'll show you an example of that here in a second. And then one very, very important thing is the description, when it's written, it must be in HTML format. Or enhanced brand content format if you're brand registered. But most of you aren't going to be brand registered right off the bat, because to get brand registered, your brand name has to be 100% trademarked through the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. And when you first start, that's usually not the case, because you're coming out with a brand name, and then you have to go through that process of getting it trademarked. And the trademarking process takes 6 to 8 months, sometimes even longer. So again, you won't have the ability to use the enhanced brand content for roughly 6 to 8 months until you're brand registered. But you will be able to, everyone has the ability to create a description, and you'll want to make sure that the description is in HTML format. And we actually show you exactly how to create the description in HTML format. And again, let me go back to our worksheet here. And I'm going to show you an example of this in a minute, and we're going to go into this more in depth next week. We're going to actually show you exactly how to use the HTML code to create the description properly. So when you copy and paste it in the back end there that I showed you within Amazon Seller Central, it comes out and it looks correct. If you don't put it in HTML format, like if you were just to go here and create a paragraph, when it hits the Amazon.com detail page, it's going to look all clumped together, like in a paragraph form. And you don't want that. It doesn't look right. It's hard to read. It just doesn't look professional. So it must go into an HTML format. So let me show you what it looks like when it is in an HTML format and it comes out on the Amazon.com detail page. So this is what it's going to look like right here. So as I said, we have like a little header paragraph usually, and then we have a little sentence in the middle here that goes over, some of the main highlighted points. And then below it, we give like all of the other points that we want to go over. We tell the story here, right? We're telling the story in this header paragraph, the sentence in the middle, and in the check mark bullet points here. We're telling the story. We're going over the features and benefits. We're literally looking at the pictures, and we're just describing the pictures. I mean, literally, that's the easiest way to do this. Look at your pictures, describe your pictures, right? It's super important to do that. And any other information that you want to add that is going to enhance your product, right? Anything that you want to talk about that stands out from your competitors, right? Because remember, product only information is the key. But we're going to teach you exactly how to do this because, again, if you don't put it in HTML format, this would look much differently. It would come out in one clumped paragraph and you wouldn't be able to read any of it. When it's in HTML format, it's very, very easy to read like this. Again, one of our criteria was keeping it clear and concise. When it's in HTML format, it comes out just like this. And as you guys can see, it is very, very clear and concise.